Hi, welcome to The Spice is Right. We're doing our first Valentine's Day themed episode. You know, the reason we wanted to do a Valentine's Day themed episode because when you think Valentine's Day, you think spicy, you think hot, which then leads you to The Spice is Right. So it's a natural progression because what's Valentine's Day without hot sauce? That sounds like a pretty boring Valentine's Day if you ask me. No Valentine's Day would be complete without a bottle of wine, tomato paste. What we're gonna try and do is make like a really good pizza hot sauce. Something that can go on pizza, something that can go on pasta, maybe even breadsticks, or calzone if you're into that kind of, wrapped around pizza. World's your oyster. Pizza's your oyster. World's your pizza. So without me rambling on like I normally do, let's start this Valentine's Day episode on a hot note. Here's the intro. Woo! Ba-doop-doo, ba-dam-ba-doo, scooby-doo-bop-a-doo-bop-boo, shoo-ba-doo-bop-a-doo-da-doo-doo. All right, guys. So what we've got today, we've got a big old red bell pepper, one red onion. You know we're like super against vampires, so we're using a whole head of garlic. We are going to do 2 habaneros, and then let's use my math skills and go ahead and say 1, 2. I can count beyond 2. 7, 8, 9. Apparently, I bought 9 Serranos and not 10. Okay, so what we're gonna do, first thing, we preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and we are going to get all of our goodies here ready to go on the oven express, and we're gonna bake them for about 35 minutes, and go from there. All right, so let's open up this giant bell pepper. All right, so we are taking our red bell pepper. We're putting it right there. That's a pretty big boy. After we put the bell pepper on the pan, we're going to go ahead and take our habaneros, and we are going to go ahead and put them on the pan, cut side down. And we're going to take the serranos and do the same thing, cut them in half, and then just cut side down on the pan. You know, I'm excited that you and I are spending Valentine's Day together. Maybe watching this video is the gift you got for Valentine's Day from your significant other. And I can't say what a better way to spend Valentine's Day. And, you know, yes, this will come out the day before Valentine's Day, but that just gives the internet enough time to find the video, queue it up, and then last minute go, hello, significant other. Here's this great YouTube channel. It's priceless. You're going to love it. All right, so for this recipe, I'm going to go ahead and say about half of a red onion. I don't want to get too, should I? I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd rather us have the ability, have roasted both halves and then only use half at the end rather than not roasting a half and then being bummed that, we don't have enough onion flavor because everybody knows an onion flavor. That's also Valentine's Day. Just breath smelling like onions. Whew. I realized on this show that I've got a weird obsession with 2 things. One being like, all right. Maybe it's my catchphrase. But the other is I use a lot of garlic. Like a weird amount. In the event that pretty strong. In the event that vampires are real, no vampire. I mean, they'll get within like 15 feet of me and be like, "Whoa, what were you in that clove of garlic doing?" And I'm gonna be like, "It's Valentine's Day. Get away." I don't know what that means. We're gonna just ignore that. Give each clove of garlic. Boop. This was an abnormally strong clove of garlic. Boop. And that's 2 crushed. Okay, so somewhere between what I just did and not crushing it, that's what you want your garlic to be. So, okay, so this here's olive oil. I'm gonna put it on all of our veggies, and we're just gonna give it all just a little quick drizzle. All right, so we're just giving all this a quick little, I believe You Suck at Cooking calls it a wang jangle, and this is a wang jangler. So we're giving this stuff a little wang jangle. Okay, so we've got our olive oil. I would say there's probably a tablespoon on here across all the little ingredients and veggies. And they're going to go spend about 35 minutes in the oven getting hot for Valentine's Day. Woo! All right, I'll be back. All right, so we got some time to kill. Let's sit here for the next 28 minutes and just talk about life. Crack open a cold one, twist top, which just means it's better. And, we went with a Cabernet Sauvignon because it's full-bodied. Ooh, it's got a rich undertone, silky overtone. Bold, but not in your face. It's red. It's got a fun name to say. Cabernet Sauvignon. It's from 2017, so a little bit of a drier year. Not a lot of tannins. It's from Walla Walla, Washington. It's so nice they named it twice. At some point, as its journey growing up as a grape, it was friends with an oak tree. And it's part of an arid climate, Maybe an arid climate with a little bit of snowfall, which is pretty common in the Columbia Valley. That's true. So yeah, desert snow. All right, we're back. We spent about 34 minutes in the oven. Somebody got distracted, got a little crazy in the studio. So I would say about 34 minutes. Got our wine, so this date between you and I can keep going. But we're keeping it romantic. We are just going to throw it in here. And okay, so I'm going to start with just half of the onion. I'm going to blend it up, half of the onion, see how everything goes, and then we'll see how we want to adjust. Now, we left the seeds and everything in all of our peppers, so it's going to have a little bit of heat to it, but it's Valentine's Day, it's the spices, right? That's twice the amount of hotness normal people are exposed to, so there we go. According to my notes, I am going to do half a cup of red wine vinegar and a third of a cup of Cabernet Sauvignon. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we are going to take our aged red wine vinegar, and I'm going to go ahead and that is the metric side, so we're not going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and say half a cup, and that really pours a lot slower than one was expecting. And that is perfect, so we're going to go ahead and give that a little bit-a-bit-o. Third of a cup of red wine. So the reason I'm using tomato paste instead of tomatoes is a friend of mine was talking about how he uses tomato paste in his recipes, and I was like, wow, it's kind of a crazy idea. And he's like, well, I love it because I can add all the tomato flavor without kind of changing the whole volume of the hot sauce. So Eric Detman, there we go. Whoa, that's our first real person shout out. All right, so we're gonna do 3 ounces of tomato paste. So that is 2 shot glasses. So we kind of pack that in. So there we go. We got our first 1.5 ounces of tomato paste. What am I doing? Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and add some sun-dried tomatoes in there. So I think I'm going to do 3 good sized pieces of sun-dried tomato. Now I love the flavor of sun-dried tomato, like that bam, 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 bam. It's just so good. Okay, so as far as brown sugar goes, boom. We're taking 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, throwing it in there. So you know the rule. We're going to blend it 20 seconds low, 20 seconds medium, 20 seconds high. God, that is good. So we're going to add another third of a cup of red wine. Boo! And we're going to pour that in. We've taken our hot sauce, pouring it into a pot. We're going to bring it up to a boil and then drop it down to a simmer for about, I'd go ahead and say 10 minutes. Now, I do apologize. Normally, I would never add tubed basil, but there's a little bit of a snowstorm in Portland, and when I went to the store, they didn't have fresh basil. So now I can go ahead and assume whenever there's a snowstorm in Portland, we have no basil. Okay, so the hot sauce is now attacking me, which means it's boiling. So I'm going to turn it down to a low simmer. Give it a little stir, give it a little stirry stir. There we go. Can't attack me anymore. hot molten sauce. All right, so we're back. We brought it up to a boil. It's been simmering for about 10 minutes. We're gonna throw it back into the blender, add the basil, and we're good. So I'm gonna start off with roughly, actually this is about 1 tablespoon of basil paste, which just sounds weird. Okay, so I've got about a teaspoon of salt. We're throwing that in there. Hot sauce, boo. Oh God, that is good. That's a fun hot sauce. Whew. Okay, I say every hot sauce is fun, but this truly is. Like I can see myself like sitting there with a big old delicious pizza, like a big old delicious pizza, and I'm just slathering this stuff all over it. Just majestic. Valentine's Day, flowers, candy, pizza, hot sauce. What more could you want? Okay, so if we're gonna think about it from a spiciness level, I'm gonna put it right in the middle. Like a 2 out of 3, which you can see. Let's put it up here. What? Boom. We have this stuff now. But I do want to thank a friend of mine for like making this cool thing up here. I like a while ago I'd reached out and I was like, hey, like I need some cool designs for the Spices Right. And she went above and beyond. She made this stuff. On Instagram, you'll see some of the other cool things she put together. All right, guys, signing off here. We have got a Cabernet Sauvignon, Serrano, Habanero, Basil hot sauce. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Stay spicy. Love ya. Garlic crushing the garlic crushing until it's all gone. We're just crushing the garlic.